Hello there. I hope you're doing okay. It's an easy Saturday. A small update before we go into that topic. It seems like I've got like a vocal cord infection after all, and that's why um, it's been so persistent. And yeah, it wasn't the cold, it wasn't the flu, it was like, yeah, it's an infection there or some kind of other hindrance, let's say. So I'm supposed to let my voice rest and all that. And so, I'll try to be talking relatively in a relatively civilized manner. So I won't be screaming or anything, which, I don't usually do, but sometimes. Anyway, the point was I'll try to be silent, let's say, and talk in a low voice, which, that could be ASMR for some people, I suppose. For me, it's just annoying as fuck because I'm generally loud, I'm Greek, so yeah, I'm kind of loud by nature, by my orcish nature. Um, anyway, that out of the way, so that you know why I'm speaking a little bit more carefully, a bit more restrained. It's going to be that. And I fucking hate my life because uttering more than like 2 or 3 sentences in one go immediately makes me want to cough, and it's really fucking annoying. Let me tell you that. But yeah, that's what it was. Interesting. And the fact that it has lasted for 3 weeks now is absolutely normal under the circumstances, apparently. It's the usual, clear, dry phlegm and like a coughing reflex when trying to talk. you know, base of neck feeling a little bit like sandpaper, and a sensation in the area where like my vocal cords are, which is a little bit, uncomfortable, let's say. Um, those are the symptoms and nothing else. No fever, no nothing. It's just that. So basically, yeah, something went wrong in there. And yeah, keep an eye on it. And other than that, just let it do its thing. Which today's streaming session is going to be detrimental for. But hey, it be what it be, and it do what it do. And I wonder if this microphone setting isn't better. Wait. Hmm. We'll see about that. Anyway, I have my tea with me because I have to stay. I have to keep hydrating my fucking throat, like keeping it wet, which, I guess is a nice segue into talking about Final Fantasy, speaking about wetting my throat and shit. Yeah. Let me sip some of this tea. So yeah, I decided with Neris that sure, let's fucking go for it. It's whatever. I'm not officially fully back, let's say. That will be decided a couple of weeks later, depending on Aranet's statements about, the hiring thingy, and the whole situation is kind of miserable over there. Um, yeah, if they say nothing, which they haven't so far, I guess it's a done deal with that. So I'll be just staying over at Final Fantasy, and that's been wild. I haven't even logged more than like 20 hours already, and I'm getting I'm back in the game, baby. What can I tell you? It's like I never left in a way. Um, yeah. Upon arrival, I just received like a few DMs as well. I got blocked by one person, I'm pretty sure. I got like DMs in the style of, "Hey, you're back," and I'm like, "Yeah, who are you?" Because I don't remember genuinely. And I was like, "Hey, my bad, but like, who is this? Like, can you throw me a hint because I'm horrible, and I've forgotten people over like more than a year that I haven't played this game, and before I left, I purged my socials in the game, and so could you help me a little bit? Like, who are you?" And a couple of them were nice, and they were like, yeah, we did this and that, and all is well, and just welcome back and have fun. And I was like, yeah, sure, thanks, and all that. And one of them was like, welcome back, Daphne, and how you been? You've been away for a long time. And I'm like, yeah, it's great to be back, but like, who are you, by the way? And I'm really sorry. And when they didn't reply, I tried to DM back, and they were like, this player is not online or something. And I'm like, okay, Gucci, got blocked or something. I guess I offended them, which is it's interesting because it's the only person to whom I wrote, an extensive DM back where I was like, hey, this and that happened. I went away. I came back. It's a little bit awkward. I don't remember names. To my defense, a lot of these people have changed names as well, which makes it double awkward because they may have forgotten that I knew them as a different name. Yeah, so that was my first impression of coming back. I'll say my second impression was that everything that I don't like about Final Fantasy came back to me. All the all the interface woes and all that shit. But fortunately, for a lot of them, sorry, that's gonna happen a bit. Kaori came in clutch. Kaori came in with a fucking cam-based air moisturizers, the all the weird extras, all the fucking everything you can imagine, everything, electronic banana peelers, all of that shit, and saved my life. Lots of quality of life added, and I have to say also that I do like what they've done with the options. Like I felt like it was quite expanded, the user interface options and all that shit. I found that quite well polished, and I was surprised. I managed to set up my Viper, which is what I will be using mostly if I go back into raiding. I got the rotation down a little bit, not completely, but it's not really hard. So just a matter of like giving it another 20 minutes or so and I'll be fine. Yeah, movement feels a little bit alien after Guild Wars, but yeah, I mean, I was expecting that. I was ready. I was mentally ready that it's going to hit different. Which it did. Mm, it's also interesting to see it in 4K with like all the fucking bells and whistles turned on and all the switches flipped and all the boxes checked and everything. It looks really good for its age, especially. Some roughness, but it is 10 years old or something. So yeah. So for 10 years old, it's looking like polished, which is what matters to me more than quality of graphics. Like I like polish, Um, I like details to be addressed, and it does do that. So yeah, that's fine. The mounts feel absolutely horrible. Like I fucking can't. I fucking cannot. And another thing that I noticed was that most of the recent additions to the game, including mounts and other stuff, not that mounts were recently added. I'm talking about like skins of mounts, right? They look absolutely superior to everything from before, creating this very weird, jarring um, sensation. Especially there was this armor set that somebody linked me because I was asking about new stuff. I think Neris linked it or Kaori linked it, I'm not sure. And it was like a set of plate armor, right? And you're like, hey, you've been in fucking Night City at this point in Final Fantasy, so what does medieval armor matter for them? And yet, it looks so fucking good. It looks so fucking good, the whole set. Like, very typical medieval armor, like super cool. And it has this metallic shine. It is like, it's perfect. And I compare that to older sets, which are supposed to be the same material, and they are just so fucking inferior. It's crazy. To the point where I'm not sure I like it because it creates this dissonance. Like, what is going on? You see, one. It's like, I'll tell you what it's like. It's like some of the stuff is modded in. That's my problem, and it's not modded in. It's like it's vanilla. Um, I don't know what they're doing with their art direction, but I just don't agree with it. In the sense of like, yeah, I like sci-fi stuff, but I like consistency in quality. And yeah, you can expect that like more recent stuff is gonna look better. But then why not go back and improve? Because like this particular set, for example, uh, this particular set is a great example, is what I'm trying to say, because it is very much base game looking, except it's extremely polished. Like you can see like the reflections of the metal, like everything. It's like so good. And you compare it with like extremely similar gear that came out like 5-10 years ago, and they look like fucking garbage. So if you know how to make them proper, why don't you fucking go back and redo your old shit so we can also use them without looking like somebody downloaded a mod or something? And yeah, I don't like that. Like in a vacuum, I like what they're doing, but looking at the game as a whole, it looks completely fucking like absurdly just broken, just tonally broken completely. Not tonally, sorry, in terms of quality. Like it's all over the place. Like you can have somebody wearing older plate armor, again, because it's a good example, and it looks trash. It looks like how you would expect it from 2 years ago. And then you see the new set of plate armor, which is, again, it's the same style, it's fucking plate armor, whatever, on a guy next to that guy, and they look like they are fucking from a different game. It's it's crazy. It's like, whoever made Armor A is a grandfather right now, and whoever made Armor B is like, I don't know, really fucking motivated. And I don't know, it's just, I can't look at it. It's pretty wild, honestly. Um, and the same, I noticed the same with, as a fan of like sci-fi stuff and cyberpunk stuff and all that. I noticed the same with like old attempts at sci-fi looking armor, and then the newer attempts at sci-fi looking armor, and it's like mind blowing. It's like the old stuff, which is not even that old, by the way, is looking completely garbo, like mudded textures and lower resolution textures, and not much detail on the model, and like all that shit. And then you look at the new stuff, and it's like, oh my god, this is like great. This is amazing. And I don't know. It's just another good example is like that old car from the casino, that Batmobile fucking looking car. And then you see the newer cars that they have as mounts, and they are so detailed, and especially that futuristic car that I saw, which I don't remember the name of. Holy shit, it looks like it's modded in. I mean, I love the model, I love the colors and everything and the glows, but it literally looks modded in because of how high quality it is. Like very minimalistic, very clean lines. And then you see like the other stuff and it's garbage. And you're like, is this the same game? Like, how are these two things without external assistance, to put it that way, mods, in the same game at the same time? And why are the guys who made that stuff not going, why are they not going back to make the other stuff look better? Like, come on, dude. Like, you're a AAA company. Like, how the fuck are you not, like, how are you allowing this? So this is like, I think the museum effect has peaked at this point, and I always hated that in MMOs, and especially in Final Fantasy. This fucking museum effect where they just don't touch the previous stuff. You can literally have two cars. One of them is looking like pristine, like the model is so well done, and then you see the car from like 4 years ago, and it just go back and refresh it, dude. You know, like bring the whole game closer in style, right? In aesthetic, in like quality of work. Fuck the style. It's the wrong word to use. It's like the quality of work. It's literally just the fucking quality of work. It's unfucking believable. So that to me is kind of like irritating visually. Like I see it and I'm going like, ugh, what the fuck is going on? Who turned on the mods for the public? Like what the fuck? Um, and then you're like, oh, that's not a mod. It's actually somebody worked. Somebody earned their fucking pay for the month, and somebody back then didn't. And you're like, okay, sure, I guess. What can I say? So it definitely could use a pass. for the old stuff. Like absolutely could use a pass, you know. And in 4K with like again all the fucking the whole package, you know, everything HDR and everything else I have activated. All this clarity of image and you know clarity of color and vividness and all that, they make that shit pop. Like they stand out. Not in the sense of like, oh, it's popping, it's like super good, but like it's standing out. Like the old stuff stands out, the new stuff looks fucking pristine, 10 out of 10. And that's a new pet peeve of mine now, I guess. You know, it's now like yet another complaint I have. Um, what else? I liked all the options that you get, all the new stuff, like the meme worthy strategy board is nice. Like you can draw on there, like you know you can do some shit, doodles and shit. I like it. It's overwhelming when you start, because it feels like I'm starting over basically at this point. It's overwhelming, like so many fucking options for everything. But then if you just like focus a little bit and you don't get like completely bamboozled by the variety, you're like, okay, that's a lot of options I can play around with and like completely tailor the interface and the settings and everything to my liking, and that is great. That is actually great. Um, what else? The annoying fog that was there isn't there anymore. That might have to do with like I don't know, maybe my hardware. I doubt it though because back then quite a few people that I knew did you know could notice that weird fog, that ambient fog that made colors appear washed out and everything. And you know you used to have to use Resade or something to just remove them, just remove the fog or like just remove that weird effect. And now it's just not there, and that was interesting. Um, so that's great as well. That was like quite important for me. The glam, the glam update with the ability to mix and match is fucking fantastic. Should have been there day one. Um, at least it's there now. It's pretty okay. It's that one actually is crazy. I wish Guild Wars. Um, well, I guess now Guild Wars 3, I suppose, when it comes out, incorporates that because separating them is kind of dog shit. Um, yeah, and especially in Final Fantasy where the lore supports it, why would they not be doing it from the start? It's like completely beyond me. But okay, fine, they did it now. It's great. Okay, you know, I'll take the bone that is thrown. I'm not gonna be, you know, thankless about that. Mm. Sorry, I have to sip some tea in between to keep my throat wet. Um, what else? What else actually impressed me? Let's see. Like I'll mix positives and negatives as they come to mind, right? So yeah, the combat doesn't feel as floaty as I remember it. Um, it feels okay. It's not Guild Wars levels. I can still feel I can feel a little bit of junk in there. I can feel a little bit of. It feels like rotations have a small gap in between, which they shouldn't have. Which I don't remember perceiving before. It may be that I'm too used to faster paced rotations or faster paced like combat maybe, and it makes me feel a little bit. The pacing of the rotations feels weird. Is what I'm trying to say. As if there are gaps there that like there shouldn't be there. So yeah, I don't know about that. But you know the like combat impact feels okay. You know, it's not horrible, it's not floaty. Like World of Warcraft, like I cannot for the life of me enjoy World of Warcraft combat. I don't think so anymore, at least. But yeah, so you know, it's impactful. The sound design, especially, helps a lot with that. So you know, I kind of enjoyed bonking the training dummy. I was like, okay, yeah, I can see me like you know going into combat and being like, okay, I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying whatever the fuck I'm doing. Um, a little bit too many buttons to press. I'm gonna say, like, it feels like I don't understand how they've managed this, but it feels like they have too many buttons to press for no reason. But at the same time, there are gaps in the rotation, like 1 or 2, 3 second gaps, like that are horrible. So how did they fucking manage that? Like, reduce the fucking gaps and remove some abilities. Some literal button presses for the sake of button pressing that they don't do anything. It's like, oh, button 1 does damage, button 2 does damage, button 3 does damage. Like, what am I doing here? Why am I pressing 3 different buttons that do different numbers of damage? Like, bro. So all in all, I think there is junk in there, but the feeling of combat is there. It's where it needs to be. So okay, I didn't mind it. I was like, okay. I was afraid I was gonna go back and I was gonna be, oh my god, this is unplayable or something. But no, it's pretty smooth. Excepting of course what I said. Um, yeah, the water loading screen, I can't fucking get over it. The staleness of the maps, I can't get over that either. So these are still there, still fucking annoying me. Empty maps, like literal set pieces, empty and soulless set pieces. Like, I just don't like that. Like, Guild Wars 2 spoils you in that regard. So I guess I'm spoiled. So there is that. Maybe if I hadn't played Guild Wars, I wouldn't feel that way. But that's not saying much. Whatever. Mm. The freedom to glam whatever I want, any way I want, was like, I've spent like five hours already just looking through my stuff and being like, oh, now I can combine this and that, and I can add this one and then that one and then the other one, and it was nice. It was hype for me, being an enthusiast of dressing up and fashion wars, you know. And then what else? Let's see. I am not looking forward. I'm not looking forward to the whole main scenario progress. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll have to go through it, of course, but I'm not happy that I have to. Let's put it this way. It's probably gonna be fast. I'm not that far behind, but I don't know, man. It's I'm I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the bar where that pops up when you have like a new main story quest, and I'm like, do I want to press that and like see what's there? I don't know. I'm not feeling it too much, but I'll get there. Okay, I'll do it. I have to. If I'm staying, I have to fucking do it. So there you go. Surprisingly, I'm looking forward to crafting, because that always gives me a nice sensation of completionism. That's always something. Okay, let's level our crafters. Let's sit there, do the fucking rotation, produce the fucking things, and then it's done. And it's a process that is very very well ordered, if not super tedious. And then it rewards you, and then that's it. It's like, yeah, you got it. You got 100. You did all the deliveries, all the stuff, and that's done. And I always like that process, even though I hate crafting itself. I always enjoyed that, and like grinding the currency to get the books for the recipes, and then checking the new gear, and like it's a rewarding process, especially glam wise. Like, you get some stuff, and now that you combine crafter and other classes glams, then that's fucking awesome, So yeah, I do see me grinding some scripts, I guess, if they still call them that. I haven't checked what's happened with that, but I guess the deliveries are there. So there must be scripts, right? And there must be recipe books. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I will probably complete side quests, because again, when I left it, I had done everything. So what's that gonna be? 20 side quests, 30 side quests. That's fine. On expansion launch, you do like 3 billion of them. So if you're a completionist like I am, so yeah, It's not gonna be too bad. Um, what else? The new Eureka or whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go there and do that. I'm not gonna farm anything though. I'm just gonna finish whatever the fuck I have to do there and move on with my life, I think. Um, I hated that type of content. I don't like it. It's completion fodder for me. That's probably gonna take a while. I'm expecting to see some kind of like gating, some kind of time gating, or I don't fucking know, something. Like last Eureka equivalent was horrible. Like Boza was fucking absolutely a disaster. Like I fucking hate that shit, and I still haven't done a deathless run on the Savage version of like the last trade in Boza or whatever you call that. I think it's called Zandor, like the second place. Like it's Boza and then it goes into Zador or something. I don't fucking remember. But I haven't finished that deathless. I finished it with a death, but I want to finish it deathless. And it may be too late now. I don't particularly believe that there's going to be many people running that one. It wasn't as liked as other similar content or as Eureka itself, basically. I'm probably gonna have to farm the whatever new diadem they have. You know, whatever the fuck they've done with that. The gathering stuff, the gathering map, gathering instance. I guess gonna have to do that. Mm, just a time killer, I suppose. Not looking forward, but okay. I hope the island sanctuary hasn't progressed. I don't want to do that. Like, if it has progressed, I'm not fucking doing it. I hated it. Um, what else? The trust system. Um, I'm very close to having all the trust NPCs to level 100. And that's where they're going to stay for eternity. Fuck that system. Once it reaches 100, I'm dropping that forever. Like, what the shit? Even as a completionist, I can't fucking do it. It is ridiculous. It is fucking ridiculous. I don't want to touch it, honestly. Thank God I'm close to 100 on every NPC. I'm gonna dump it afterwards, like it's hot carbo because it is. Um, what else? Most of my classes I've dropped already. I'm keeping Viper this time around. As I said, I'm gonna keep Sage and Gunbreaker for dungeons. That's it. Everything else is gonna suck a coke and die in a corner. And until at least I have to level them to gain access to that type of side quest where it tells you to have one physical ranged, one magical ranged, one all that shit, and you have to level them to get access to the quest. Maybe I'll just level them for that, just for completion, then dump them again. I don't give a shit. What else? Yeah, this is basically I'm going through my backlog with you of things I have to do. What else? I suppose not really much. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna catch up with Crystalline Conflict a little bit. Like learn to play Viper there. I used to play Reaper. It was Reaper was very methodical back then. Like really slow paced rotation in Crystalline Conflict and very methodical. Like do this. If you have that, then do that. Just very proper. Let's say it was nice, if not slow, like if not unexciting. And when I'm farming the currency there, I don't want to be excited. I don't want exciting gameplay. I want just yeah, exactly what Reaper was. But this time, I might just use Viper, which might just be trash. In which case, I'll go back to Reaper. That's it. And then farm whatever currency they have there for glam, of course, in the name of fashion. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. I haven't done roulettes yet. I have, that word is fucking horrible. I haven't done my daily dungeons yet, or whatever passes as a weekly at this point. I'll get to it after the story, I think, and I'll get to story after the crafting stuff. Again, because I want crafting to give me this momentum of, okay, we're into it now. We're starting to go through the backlog now. Let's go. It's serious. It gets me to this vibe. So I'll do that first. I've decided. And I think that pretty much like covers it. After that, I have to pick up from, where was it? Where did I fucking leave it? Raid wise, I mean. I think I left it at like, I was doing some kind of ultimate, and then also at the same time I was doing some kind of like the final fight of a tier, I think of the previous tier. Yeah, we never finished that one. So yeah, I'll probably go in and sync that, and maybe I'll do current. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe. I say maybe because maybe I just prefer to do ultimates at this point, at least for a bit. Um, at least maybe a couple of them, just to say, yeah, I've done them. But we'll see. And on the social front, it's been okay. I mean, again, like first day, right? So that was like, I was like, okay, here's a club advertisement. Let me just fucking go there. The advertisement was ridiculous, and so that prompted me to want to go. Obviously, it was cringy in the sense of like, oh, the typical shit, like, Cyberpunk Friday, come burn the city with us, like some shit like that, some fucking Cyberpunk references. And I was like, hey, all right, count me in, whatever. Let me see how that goes. And yeah, pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. I haven't lost the touch of socializing either. And socializing hasn't lost touch with me. So it was fine, Just sit there a bit, chill, have a beer, listen to music, maybe say a thing or two to somebody like, hey, looking good or whatever. Because I did see some couple of really great fashions there. I was like, hey, that's fresh. So, cool shit, I guess. To be honest, I'm kind of glad that clubbing hasn't died, because it is what I'm going to use as copium to not fucking lose my mind from the backlog clearing. Because it does feel like I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Oh, and tribe quests. Yeah, of course, these. I mean, I'm not even sure what they call them these days. But yeah, tribal quests, I think, was the name back then. I think it changed, but I can't remember to what. Anyway, yeah. Maybe regional quests or whatever. I don't know what they call them now. But yeah, I'll have to do these too if there is any new one. I'm not even sure if there is. And that's fine. That's fine. I mean, there's only so much you can do, right? You can do, I think, up to 3 quests like a day? Question mark? I'm not sure. It's something like that. So it's time gated. It's not gonna drown me. It's not gonna pressure me. It's gonna be fine. I gotta get gear. I forgot about that. I'm just not looking forward to the power creep. This I did not miss. Like the fucking insane power creep. I just don't fucking miss it. And hey, I call it insane because I'm coming from Guild Wars. So in comparison, it is insane. But if you compare it to WoW or other more traditional MMOs in that regard, it's not really that much different. But again, I just prefer the way Guild Wars does things. So to me, it looks absolutely stupid um, to have to follow a power creep and keep up with gear and shit. Um, yeah. All in all, I'll say I'm positive. Um, that positivity isn't toxic in the sense that it's not coming from, oh, Guild Wars 2 betrayed me, so here I come, Final Fantasy. You know, and suddenly Final Fantasy and I are besties. It's not like that. It's like, the other thing is probably dead in the water. Probably 3 is gonna come out. We don't know. At this point, even I am uncertain. Even I'm leaning towards it's gonna come out, and that they're working on it already, based on last week's developments with that. And so I just don't like playing MMOs that have a close expiration date. And so it's not like, oh, all my homies hate Guild Wars now, and Final Fantasy is our best homie right now. It's more like, yeah, that one is. It seems like a lost cause, unfortunately, which is extremely sad because I fucking love that game. And it was my comfort MMO, and I liked streaming it, kinda, which I hate streaming Final Fantasy, by the way. I think it's miserable to stream unless you're like Xeno or something and you're raiding with the top tier of your, you know, with a crop of the cream or cream of the crop. I don't remember. You get the idea, like, the best people, and you provide like some kind of spectacle and you get some laughs out of it or whatever. I don't fucking care. I can't do that shit. So, what am I going to stream? Fucking deliveries? Fucking crafting? What am I going to stream? Being in Limsa and just talking to people? I don't think people will appreciate that. Not that I care, but like I'm also not gonna go out of my way to stream such a thing, So yeah, it's not coming from a place of hate. It's just like, okay, I'm moving on. Final Fantasy looking good. I'm gonna go back. So I'm positive, but it's not toxic. It's not. It doesn't stem from comparisons. It doesn't stem from like anything like that. I guess it's a healthy outlook to go back to a game that absolutely burned you out. Um, yeah, okay. And as I always say, as long as you're having fun, you can bounce between MMOs anyways. It doesn't matter. You don't owe them your, undying loyalty and your eternal fucking fealty or whatever. You can just bounce. You can just go to another one. Just, play that. Come back later. Whatever rocks your boat. Um, yeah, cool. And so that's what's been happening. I gotta say though, it seems to me that like it's still fucking unplayable without like quality of life, extras, if we can call them that. It's just, why aren't these like features already? Like, what's the problem? Why do they have to be, external? I don't quite get it because I don't know. It's kind of dumb. Imagine having to have extra tools to show you an item's current price. Like, why can't I hover over, and then the base game can tell me, okay, this item on your server is worth 1k gold. Like, right click, select where do I get this, and then the game can tell you, well, that's a drop from here and there. Why does that have to be an external thing? Like, come on, you know? I guess eventually we might get there. We did get chat bubbles, right? We got chat bubbles. So, and that used to be an external thing. So now who knows? Maybe next expansion is going to have even more quality of life and even more options, and one can hope. But what I'm mostly hoping for is maybe next expansion like a much better, like maybe a combat system like revision, yeah. um, Maybe class identity revision. Maybe we can hope for that at least. Or an actual story. Doesn't have to be great, but it has to be a story, because like Don't Trail, that wasn't a story. That was that was a fucking drama generator. It wasn't a story. Um, maybe we can hope for quality of life as well, and maybe we can hope for more consistent quality in like cosmetics. Yeah, who knows? um, yeah, okay. That's pretty much everything I wanted to say in regards to coming back to Final Fantasy. Um, hey, you might think that like, okay, let me tell you this. I think that like Guild Wars compares really well to it. Like coming fresh from it, I can tell you that it does compare. It does have good points that like Final Fantasy doesn't have, and the other way around. So they are both like valid options on the same level. Let's say I didn't expect that. In some ways, I would prefer Guild Wars as interface. That surprised me. But yeah, it's very close to Final Fantasy just getting the cake in that regard. Oh well. Mm, yeah. But the thing is, it's like, is it worth the sub money? That's also another question. Like, because don't forget that Final Fantasy also has a subscription, right? I'm not happy about it, but maybe it means that it will keep improving, right? Maybe. Who the fuck knows? I think that it may be worth it now, but that might be copium. I don't fucking know. Maybe I'm in like maybe I'm in like a honeymoon phase, you know, which it will show once I start raiding again. Especially, it's going to be much easier to determine if I'm just honeymooning or if I'm really positive about it. I don't know. I'm a little bit tired of the races as well. There's also that. I was looking at it when Emmy was creating her character because she thought to jump in, for fun. Like, why not, And she was creating her character, and I was there just watching. And holy shit, I can't believe that I prefer Guild Wars 2 character creation. That's so wild to me. I didn't. I used to think that there are enough options, even though I never vibed with Final Fantasy creation, character creation. Sorry. God, it's difficult to speak. One sec. Without coughing, that is. But yeah, anyway, the point was looking at it right now, it looks ugh a little bit. Um, the races really do have this problem where they're like humans with accessories compared to Guild Wars 2, whether you like them or not, they're completely different entities. Except Norns. I mean, Norns are just larger humans in Guild Wars, whatever. Um, but in Final Fantasy, it's literally everywhere. It's like, yeah, larger humans, smaller humans, humans with long necks and long ears, humans with cat tails, humans with a bit of fur on their shoulders, very broad humans. Uh, yeah. Yeah. It's and then of course, fucking children, which why, but whatever. No offense to all the Lala players, but yeah, I don't fucking know. I just I blissfully ignore that Lalafels exist in the shape that they do, and I'm just pushing that under the rug. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just mentally pushing it under the rug. I'm like, yeah, okay, you know. And for context, I fucking hate child races in games. And no, you don't get a fucking pass because of the lore. You don't get a fucking pass because, oh, it's not a baby, it's actually a full grown adult, but it just looks like a baby. It's a fucking baby. I don't like it, I'm sorry. If you like it, you do you, my guy. But I'm not gonna touch the thing, or you know, I don't trust it. I'm sorry. I don't feel comfortable. Like it's child race, fucking alien from Terra, just more infantile looking, which is somehow even more disturbing. So yeah, not a fan of the races of Final Fantasy. There's like cat girls, bunny girls, and then everything else. And they're all humans, and they just have accessories, and that's it. Um, and that's kind of sad, but whatever. And the options, I mean, like nose 1, nose 2, and nose 3. That's it. Joe 1, Joe 2, Joe 3. That's it. You know, some horns are still fucking glued to hair. Can't select, not hair, but faces. Can't select face A, but have horns B or something as an aura, for example. Or, it's a bit like, it's very dated. It's very dated. Like, character creation is a weak point for sure. Good thing my character is created and I vibe with it. I'm a cat. It's fine. Kind of meow sometimes, kind of purr sometimes. Pretty cool. That's it. But other people's experience is a little bit of a letdown. Like Emmy was like, yeah, she made an aura in the end, and it worked out. But like, she was trying to make a female Rogadin, and it wasn't clicking. Anyway, yep, that's about it. I mean, it's Saturday. I don't know what you expected. It's Saturday. My neck is fucking tired. Even my face is tired, just like Mass Effect. Um, I didn't sleep because I was like chatting with people into the fucking night. Um, Made an interesting acquaintance. We might end up like doing stuff like content. I mean, like group content. Don't get your dirty RP minds, primed. Don't look in on that. um, but I'll let you happen if I'll let you know if that happens like down the line with anyone, because I always love sharing my stupid stories, and I bet I'm gonna have a lot within the next 2 months. I'll probably have a fucking treasure trove, because Final Fantasy is a fucking gold mine of trauma and emotional distress when it comes to like dating an ERP. So I'll probably have some interesting stories, considering how fucking social I am usually. I'll probably get tangled up in something, and then I'll share, and we'll have a laugh, and then that's it. Uh, yeah, that's as much as I have energy for today, considering I slept at like 6 o'clock, which I shouldn't have done, and considering that my mood is a little bit bad because, well, I have another fucking rat infestation in my roof, and I have to deal with that, and it's gonna take a week for sure before that gets sorted completely, and it's so fucking annoying and stressing. It has happened before once, and I took care of it, and this time we also plan to have someone mediate between us and our neighbors, because this infestation comes from them, because they are filthy fucking savages. Legitimately fucking filthy peasants. They don't care about hygiene or anything, and they have like this yard, which is a dumpster. Um, and yeah, we're gonna have a serious talk, because it's the second time in 2 years, ever since they started neglecting their shit even more. Where because of how our houses are connected or communicate, let's say, or share a wall or something. How should I say that? Mice cross over, and because of my roof is slated and everything, and like between the slates there's like enough opening, they just, they throw fucking rave parties over there. So yeah. So I gotta take care of that, which is fucking nerve breaking. I also have my fucking throat, as I said, that's also irritating me endlessly, especially because I can't fucking talk freely. It's so fucking annoying. Um, yeah, and also I've been procrastinating, so I haven't done my clothes that I had to bring from the other room, since now Joe lives there. And I've been a lazy girl, and I haven't been doing them. I haven't been ordering them and putting them in wardrobes, and I have to do that. And I don't want to do that. I'm lazy, but I have to do it tonight. So I'll do it. Yeah, yeah, and some other stuff, which is pointless to talk about, I guess. I mean, even the thing with Guild Wars, what happened, kind of it kind of got to me more than it should, considering it's just a game. But yeah, it definitely got to me. I was like, why, my guys? Why are you keeping us in the dark? Neither refuting, it's the typical, we can neither confirm nor deny. Like, it's not even that. It's like they're not even saying anything. They're just like, yeah, yeah. Like, it's like this. Like 2 years ago, oh, guys, there's no Guild Wars 3. Official statement. What the guy was saying at the shareholder meeting, that was bullshit. That was misconstrued. That was bad translation. No Guild Wars 3. I was there for it. I was covering that, if you will. Um, and then, like, 6 months after that, maybe, I don't fucking remember, sometime after that, they're like, oh, we're hiring. And then they were like, oh, yeah, but it's not Guild Wars 3. We're just generally hiring someone, maybe for a mobile project, like people were speculating. Because there were um, no specific details. It was just we're hiring someone with experience here and there, nothing else. Um, and so we kept, going, I guess. And then now, like last week, it was like, oh, you know what? Not only are we hiring again, not even 2 years post that announcement that there's no Guild Wars 3 plan, that they don't even think about it, and if they did, it would take more than 6 years to even have anything to say about it. Like, they were saying all that thing. And now it's just 2 years in from then, maybe even less. I don't fucking know. Maybe more, maybe less. I'm horrible with keeping track, but it's about 2 years. And they're like, oh, we are specifically looking for somebody with like extensive experience in publishing MMORPGs for a Guild Wars related project that is like Unreal Engine and AAA. And I'm like, you're shitting me, aren't you? Like, this is literally, you're making Guild Wars 3. And you were just literally lying out of your asses. And that annoyed me. Like, I mean, what else is new, right? Corpos are gonna corpo. They don't fucking care about your loyalty or anything. And that's fine. I get it. I just wasn't ready, I guess. I just, I was vibing with Guild Wars 2. I was like, I had found my favorite class. Like, I really enjoyed, like, Paragon. I really liked it. I was having fun. I was like, working my way towards buying some permanent contracts and shit. I was looking forward to raid, and I have no fucking drive or motivation to do anything like that after they went public with hiring, and this time specifically for a Guild Wars project. As I said, blah blah blah. All the shit I said before. It's like, imagine, like, okay, you might not relate, right? But let me tell you this: imagine if Yoshi P comes out tomorrow and says, "Hey, we're hiring for 50 positions for the launch of an MMORPG that is like Final Fantasy related. It's AAA. It's gonna use Unreal Engine 5. And you know what it is, right? You know that you're done. You know that you're cooked at that point, right? That's it. I mean, how would you feel? You would be like, why the fuck would I log in? I mean, sure, you can say friends. You can say enjoy it while it lasts. You can say a lot of things. But to all of this, I'll say friends, they carry over. Where they go, you go. Where you go, they go. Same thing. Um, enjoying it while it lasts. We did. That's it. Why stay? Why overstay if they're not gonna keep it alive? It's no point. Just go. So every one of those points and other points that you might make, they all have very, very valid counters, and it's just a choice of how do you see it, right? Well, the way I see it is like if the ship is like getting pulled into the dock for dismantling, uh, then it's done, right? What do you mean enjoy the ride to the port where it's gonna get decommissioned? It doesn't matter. It's already done, bro. Just get into the sea and swim, find another boat, climb on, and have fun. Easy. So that's what's happening, you know. And even the fact that it's not even certain, because technically speaking, there is still a possibility of like somebody coming out and saying, officially, this isn't for Guild Wars 3. This is a completely like maybe an adventure game. It's like maybe it's like but it's too difficult to believe that because they specifically say MMORPG, they specifically say Guild Wars, they specifically say AAA publishing. Like, come on, guys, it's stupid at this point. Um, so yeah, that was horrendous, and it also made me look like a fucking idiot because I was defending the position that hey, they haven't confirmed it, they have come out and said, which it looks like they were lying now, that there won't be Guild Wars 3, not in the same decade or something at this point. I'm not even exaggerating. You can go find the official statement. I've put it up on stream for everyone to see before at least 2 times. But you can find it on Reddit pretty easily. And this feels stupid now because like I used to say back then, unless ArenaNet are filthy liars, there's not gonna be Guild Wars 3. There we go. Connect the dots in your mind. And yeah, it's not my fault if they are lying, of course, because it is misinformation and I just have to work with what I think is information, but in reality, it's like just lies. So it's not really my fault, but at the same time, it just makes you feel dumb, It's like a kick in the nuts completely. You're like, okay, cool. Good thing I fucking defended you, you know? Which nobody asked me to do, of course. But it's still a dick move, dude. I don't fucking know why would they do that, It just feels like they pulled off a dick move. I don't care for the justification. Oh, Guild Wars is old, or the engine can't do what Final Fantasy does. It can't really reinvent itself, or whatever. Sure. All these are explanations, but they're not excuses. You're not excused for being an ass. Just come out and say we're doing Guild Wars 3. Just say do some damage control. Be like, okay, we said this, but we have to go back on our statement. We can't sustain it. We are going to do Guild Wars 3. Thank you for your continued support, and we're going to come back strong. And until then, you're welcome to enjoy Guild Wars 2. And there's a small team that's still going to keep doing expansions for a couple of, I don't know, maybe a year or two. Yeah, do that. Be fucking transparent. But like, again, corpo gonna corpo, right? And I respect that. It's the game. It's the fucking game. You gotta play it. So yeah. But it still made my mood sour, I guess. That's why I'm throwing it in there, along with the rat infestations and my laziness and sleeplessness and my throat being shit. A game that I really fucking enjoyed also is pointless to play for me. That's how I feel. I can't help it but feel that way. But on the bright side, here comes Final Fantasy for the save, for the rescue. And yeah. Lastly, I'd say about the possibility of fucking streaming it, right? Dude, I don't fucking know. This game, I swear, whenever I've tried to stream Final Fantasy, because let's say that I completely move to it, right? I used to stream Guild Wars on Mondays. So what am I gonna do? Like stream Final Fantasy on Mondays? What would I even do? This is just I could stream clearing my backlog, but I don't fucking know. I just that doesn't feel comfortable, because that feels like me time. Like it's my backlog. I want to catch up. It's something I want to do at my leisure. I want to, lay back and just like relearn everything in my own headspace and get like acclimated again. I don't want to stream that. So streaming my backlog, not gonna happen. Streaming my social interactions, a bit of a dick move, I guess, to those involved. Even though I'm pretty sure it's going to be like super highly entertaining, not to make fun of the people, but just to like share my adventures, let's say. But I don't want to do that. Like it's a bit of a can't move, It's just nah. It's fine. I can tell you afterwards. That's different. I can discuss these things with you. That's very different. But like doing it in the moment, then that would be like ambushing the other person. Obviously, unless I go around and say, "Hey, I might want to flirt with you, baby, but also I'm gonna stream that." Like, what? You know. So, deservedly or not, if I'm going to turn somebody into a topic for whatever personal reason, I think it should be in the form of a post-fact discussion rather than, an examination of a case, more than like seeing it unfold live. So I'm not gonna do that. So what does that leave me with? Um, Dungeons? Are you fucking serious? Like nobody enjoys that. Everyone does their dungeons. Everyone does dailies. Doesn't matter. And my raiding, let's say, progress and learning process and the pace of raiding, um, combined with the inconsistency of it, because I don't have a static. It's just me and Neris for the moment. It will be very poor as streaming material. It will be very poor. So yeah, because again, neither as a player nor as a content creator am I anywhere near all those big shots that like stream MMOs and they're raiding and they're like, yeah, nah, no, I'm not on that level, dude. I may be good. I may be really good at raiding, or I was. I don't know where I am now in Final Fantasy, but not that good. You know, if I streamed myself raiding, it would be very tedious for you and probably also frustrating. And it would also probably, you know, um, make me feel weird, kinda, especially if I'm still in the learning process of the raid. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I really have to think about it because if I don't want to stream Guild Wars anymore, but I do want to try and push for streaming, towards streaming an MMO, whichever the fuck that might be, Final Fantasy in this case. I really have. What I'm trying to say is that I really have to fucking think about it and kind of structure it and be like, okay, I can do A, B, and C. Are these interesting? Can I make them interesting? Um, you know. Then again, the experiment with Guild Wars 2, right? With streaming that, it kind of proved to be a success. Like, people will watch anything. All I was doing, and I'm not being demeaning towards anyone, right? Because I enjoyed streaming it and you enjoyed watching it, so I call that fair and square transaction, right? Good stream, right? At least, all things considered. I didn't dupe you. I didn't trick you into watching something bad. I was just doing the same thing every week, and I was okay doing it, and I was yapping, and we were talking about shit, and in the background I was just doing my weeklies, and that happened over and over and over and over and over and over, forever, into eternity, like for months, and you guys, you were there to watch it, so you liked that. So there is like a very delicate point to make, to push for, that I could stream Final Fantasy. Maybe I feel it's miserable, but then again, wasn't doing my weeklies also fucking miserable and the same thing and repetitive, but we still fucking did it. You were watching, I was doing it. Teamwork. And it was getting views. Um, and yeah. Yeah. Maybe it's worth pushing for the point that, for the argument that even if I'm just literally fucking slacking in Final Fantasy, maybe if I'm, you know, talking about this or that topic while maybe I'm running a dungeon, maybe you guys will enjoy that too. Maybe you don't even care if it's Guild Wars. Maybe you don't care if it's Final Fantasy, as long as it's like some kind of repetitive comfort stream with me just yapping my ass off, you know? So I guess maybe I could see it as a sequel to the experiment and be like, here, let me just do something that I'm absolutely against, which is streaming Final Fantasy, and yeah, maybe. But I'm also, there is a caveat here, and that is that Final Fantasy has, the fans are really hardcore fans, and so I don't know how my stream would like sit with them, and seeing that I'm very visible, right? I wouldn't want to fuck around with it's like it's an annoyance to have to fuck around with like super loyal hardcore fans, and I don't know if I'm ready for that. Like I can't fucking bother, you know. And I'm pretty sure that because of the way that I play games, especially MMOs and very specifically Final Fantasy, people are gonna lose their minds. Like hardcore fans of Final Fantasy, are gonna lose their fucking minds at how I do things, and about my opinions about how a run should go, and all that shit. It feels like a chore to have to deal with that. We'll see. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try. I'm not against it completely. Just only about 80% against it. It's not completely against it, technically. I might do it. I don't fucking know. But again, like the 3 or 4 times I did it, I don't know. I don't think it went too well, in my opinion. Whatever. Then again, it might be awesome because, I might just bring a different perspective to the table. You know, different reactions to stuff that is happening than people who are like super invested, or trying to be too positive or something. Maybe there is something there to be mined, to be distilled out of it. We'll see. Anyways, I've been yapping for an hour. It's not 2 hours, but it can't always be 2 hours. Plus, Saturdays I do whatever the fuck I want. And if it's 10 minutes or 10 hours, it all goes. And also I streamed like, when was it? Was it yesterday? Was it the day before? Where I streamed another hour, which was about Guild Wars and what happened with that in full detail, explaining like my position and like my line of thinking, let's say. So that would be like 2 hours, but except, one of them happened on an emergency Thursday, and one of them happened now. So that's a fair transaction. All right, so I don't feel too bad about leaving you after just an hour. On a Saturday, especially. where I could just be like, fuck you, I'm just gonna stream for 10 minutes. You can't do anything about it, you know? Try to stop me, baby. Anyway, yeah, cringe aside. Holy shit, I miss my voice. In the sense of like, not coughing every 10 sentences. Yeah. I'll see you on Monday, and I don't know what I'll do. But a Final Fantasy stream is not off the table. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you found it interesting, you know, and fruitful. I'll say yap session. Yeah. No, that's it. Have an amazing weekend, and I'll catch you on Monday. And stay safe, you know. Have a great night if you go out.